What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today I'm going to take a break from some of the food plot stuff and work on a project that's kind of well past due. It's actually, I'm going to reconstruct a blind that was built several years ago. We nicknamed it the tire blind, and as you can see, that would be why. It's actually elevated on a rock, which is kind of nice. You know, the steps need redone, you can see, but that's how you get up here. And you know, it's on a good funnel point. You know, you see, kind of sit here, and right out here in front of me is a point that comes down to this, what we would call a flat type deal. It's obviously not flat, but it's relatively flat for what we work with here. And the deer come up that point right there, and that's one of the easiest access routes for them, path of least resistance to the food plots on the top of the field. So my project today, get this thing set up, rebuilt, maybe revamp it a little bit, keep the tire idea, change it around, look out in front, try to get some good lanes. You know, maybe this is a rifle stand, maybe this is a crossbow stand. You know, definitely a stand that you can get two people in, kids, if they want to come. You definitely get kids in this stand. Definitely can get two men in this stand, easy, one filming, one hunting. So it's going to be a fun project. Like I said, it's been a long time coming getting this thing cleaned up and fixed. It definitely used to be productive. There's been some deer killed out of this stand for sure. 2019, there's another tree stand a couple 100 yards away. I actually was sitting in it in rifle season the day after Thanksgiving, and I killed a pretty tall 6-pointer out of it. It was a nice little buck. It was the only buck that I had seen that year. It's the only deer that I had killed that year, on like one of 3 days that I had actually got to hunt that year. So like I said, this definitely is a productive area, and I'll check back in when we get some progress done. So, as you can see, I've cleaned off the rock a little bit so you could be up here and not on the leaves and whatever else. I got this, so I kind of like measured it, I hunkered down. You got this view, you know, it's good, you can see a little bit, but this here is the shooting lane that you're gonna wanna have. Right out through here. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to get this side over here, because you kind of want to lane out in here on this side, because there's a road. They come down the road right here and hit the face of the mountain, which is that way. Or opposite, they come out the face, they come up the road, they hit the point to the top food plot. So this is going to be my big lane. This is what I'm going to try to keep open. You know, I got these tires in here. This is a lot more difficult than I thought with just one person. But I'm definitely going to start using some natural brush in here too. Cut some treetops, you know, out of the stuff just laying around on the forest floor. I mean, there's a ton of it here to use. And start packing some natural cover in here too as well. But like I said, this is the main focus on this shooting lane, and then out here. Kind of got this up here because when you're hunkered down, you know, it kind of blocks your direct, you know, face outline. Like I said, put a post here, get some tree branches in here, make it look a little bit more natural. Definitely gonna brush in this side over here, even though I think I have a plan to kind of stack another tire, because sometimes, you know, you do get them coming in this way and out in front of you, and then up the hill. So I do kind of want a little bit of a shooting lane here. You know, all this stuff, the old chairs, the old mesh netting, the bucket seats, all that stuff's coming with me, and that's gonna go in the dumpster. And try to you know, keep using some of these tires as some cover, but I'll start packing some natural cover in here as I go. I'm just trying to get a layout, get it secure, get it sturdy. Because what had happened was, if you take a look, there's a big tree right here. The top fell out of it. Yeah, well, it split from that other big maple right there. And a limb came down and had crushed what was here. So, you know, that's kind of the view from up here on the rock. Like I said, you're elevated. You do have a nice spot. You can see a little bit, especially when the leaves are off. You can see down into that ways a little bit. You know, there's a big section in there that they like to come up and work their way around. What you're seeing below me is an old quarry. So there's a road that comes this way and out the hill and back, and they use that road to travel. I mean, they're just like us. They're like easy going. So I'll be back, check in a little bit. I'm gonna get some water break, figure out what my next move is. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know. I'm still working with just a phone. As you can see, this is kind of what I got going on for here so far. Like I said before, I'm gonna get some natural brush over here. I'm gonna get a barrier, and then on this side, kind of box this area in so I can get a nice view from here. Get some stuff up in the front, and then continue along around in the back, using some more of the tires to keep the tradition of the tire stand alive. Let me walk you around here. You can kind of see. So, lowered my tripod a little bit. That's kind of the view you got. And you come over here and you can sneak through there if you had to. And then over here, like I said, I'm gonna box this in over here, come straight across with something to get a view that way. And then come back over here and get some brush cover down on this side of it, I think. Just keep using a couple tires over here in the front. As you can see, I lost one tire early in the beginning, but I've since smartened up and figured out a couple easy ways to maneuver these things and get them tied and screwed and everything into place. Tell you what, this Husqvarna saw just cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts, man. It's great. Use the Husqvarna fuel in it all the time. Fuel mix for the Husqvarna all the time. Keep it all in-house. It works. It's a great saw. But like I said, as you can see, you come down here and this is almost eye level about where you would be when you're sitting on a chair, a bucket, a stool, whatever. So stay tuned for some more. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Going front facing view for a little bit. I'm going to show you the progress that I've made in just a short amount of time. I mean, I know the tire material that was already here, but this is super simple, super easy. Take a couple steps back here, without falling off the rock, and show you what's going on. I'm going to keep brushing in this side here. And I was actually able to salvage a decent sized chunk of this mesh that was kind of here before to help conceal. And I had some zip ties with me, so I zip tied it up here, and I'm gonna be able to take it, and drape it over. So now you're, down here at shooting level, and that's an open area to shoot with when you need it to be. Over here, kind of got the same thing. Gonna leave this area in front of you open. Leave this area open. And then I'm just gonna natural brush along here. And then I'm gonna kind of L it. And this is just gonna kind of be the entrance where the gas can is and the tripod sitting. Not bad for almost a half a day's work. Like I said, take a couple steps back. This stuff's going to the garbage. This is just old chairs, and here's the mesh. I was able to cut, a square chunk out of it. I might see if I can cover something. I don't know about this. This is just some screen material. I don't know, buckets, old chairs and stuff. But this is kind of what we got going on to this point. You can see what this side looks like, with the mesh there. And this is just a very simple, ground blind. Like I said, the tires were here, but utilize what you have. Hopefully this gives some people some ideas. I'll be back with the close to finished product, or finished product 1. Well, as you can see, I'm here making this blind, making all kinds of noise, running the chainsaw. And right there stands a deer. And you can see from where I am, you know, zoom out, this is the blind starting to come together. But you can see what he's gonna do. He's gonna feed right up the road, right out here in front of me. Or she, I can't really see it. I think it's just a doe by itself, maybe. But like I said, I'm making all kinds of noise, and you can see why this is something that I wanted to come in here and do this year. Because I'm making noise, and there's deer building the blind. Had to level out the corner of these tires out here, so I used the old part of the stair from over there to get up in here. And those pieces fell off, and I figured, oh, this is a good spot, you know, if you had a bipod on your rifle, or a small bipod for a crossbow maybe. But I figured that, like I said, once you get down here and you're in a chair and eye level, you know, these windows are good shooting lanes. You know, I'll lower the bipod a little bit. This right here is probably about eye level of what you're looking at. Right there, I mean, that deer is, if I spin this camera, just lean, you know, right here in the blind, that's where the deer is. So, you know, and I'll keep tracking and let you know which way she moves. Hopefully I don't spook her out of here and I let she just does her thing. And like I said, you can see why this is something I wanted to do. I'm gonna sit here and watch her, and that way I could get a little bit of better read of, you know, where she goes and what the shooting lanes are, so I know what to do. She might She might mosey on out of here back the way she came. That's great. Building the blind in a legitimate proven spot. That's what this is all about. Putting yourself in a good position now in the summer months to find, see, pattern even, and locate some deer on your property, even on public land. Whatever gets you outdoors and whatever type of property you hunt, I'm very fortunate to have what I have here. I know a lot of people don't, but it's very fortunate. So I like to take advantage of every chance I get, to keep working hard on the legacy property, Continue to improve it. Better habitat for all kinds of animals. Deers, turkey. At one point, there used to be a lot of grouse around here, ruffed grouse. There's not so much anymore. Every once in a while, I spook one out in front of me a couple yards, but just whatever it takes to keep conserving all the natural land that we have, the wild land. So, like I said, I'll be back with you in a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys. What's going on, everybody? So, I'm gonna call this pretty much good. I think this kind of overdid what I had planned on doing, but I figured what I was gonna do originally took, a lot more time, and it didn't take all that much time. All right, everybody, it's time for the big reveal. Finally got it to where I want it. Like I said, plenty of space for multiple people in here. This is the view. Like I said, as soon as I put the tripod down a little bit, kind of see the eye level view. Give you a better view. That's the entrance. I kind of brush it in a little bit. Be hunkered down. I got a bucket in here for now. So when you're sitting on the bucket, take the phone off the tripod. When you're sitting on the bucket, that's the view there. Got a view here, and then sit on this bucket over here. Got a view there. You can see this way. Put a couple pieces of wood, put something on, whatever. It's a makeshift ground blind, but it was more or less keeping it a homemade kind of deal and reusing the tires, like I said earlier on in this video. But I'm kind of happy with the way it came out. There's something to sit in, 2-man. Break up your outline a little bit. I definitely think it'll get the job done. There weren't many tools involved. I just used pretty much what was here. Cut down one little beech tree and scrubbed it in with beech brush. And that's kind of gonna stay brown for a long time. It'll die, it'll turn brown, but it'll hang on to the branches rather than just completely fall to the ground. So it'll still continue to give you cover even when it's not green. So this stuff will stay green for well into deer season, I believe. A little bit closer, a little bit later, but at least I hope that's the goal. That way you're concealed, and then possibly next year come up with a different solution. But definitely think this exceeds my expectations on what a good ground blind looks like. All right, last 2 steps. I got some garbage off screen, you can't see. I gotta get rid of it. I'm just gonna finish making a set of steps for this using the same tree that I actually cut down to brush in the rest of the blind.